Hi, I'm Kassia with Intuitive Insights. On this channel, we discuss everything to do with the Ascension process. Today, I'm going to be doing a Scorpio reading for June. Sorry that sounded so weird. I was just trying to kind of organize my thoughts. Sometimes this happens. We've got all this loopy energy going on. Mercury's about to go into retrograde. We've got just a lot of crazy astrological stuff going on. We're anchoring in the new earth right now. Definitely check out these solstice solar eclipse video that Kayla and I just did. We did one on the first eclipse, the lunar eclipse with the 6-6 portal as well. I mean, just so many intense energies, and like the Ascension energy is really cranking up right now. So sometimes my words just fail me. And so bear with me. I love you guys. Kayla and I both love you. We appreciate you so much. We apologize. Some of these readings are getting out a little late. It's been a pretty hectic month for both of us. So many big and beautiful changes going on right now in the air, but we got you covered. So this is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus rising, Twinflame, June 2020. There we go. That's all that stuff I was trying to say earlier. We also have a contest going on this month. Whichever video gets the most likes and comments is getting a bonus video from both myself and Kayla. So share this with all your fellow Scorpios. Get them to like and comment and share. And you guys can get a bonus video for the month of June. And yeah, this is a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everyone. Don't stretch it to fit. If it doesn't resonate, check out some of your other placements. If you don't know what those are, you can go to a website such as astro.com, plug in your birth information, and they will, yeah, let you know. Sorry, like I said, the brain just kind of goes sometimes mid-sentence. This has been happening to me a lot. All right. So we got some interesting energy here. And I don't typically read reversals. Spirit knows that. So that's why I'm flipping over cards. All right, so we have the Emperor as the first card. So the Emperor is Aries energy. This is somebody who's really focused, really calm, really collected, really strategic, really knows and understands how to proceed. It's the energy of somebody who gets what they want, right? Like one of the readers that I watch sometimes calls this like the big dick energy, right? So the Emperor sitting on his throne. And so I'm feeling this process of, yeah, this is interesting. So we have that as what I would call the overriding energy for this reading. But then we also have this really interesting emotional process that I feel has gone on and really brought him into this. Like, he wasn't always this energy. And when I say he, you can flip it, she, whatever. It's not gender, it's energy. And those energies can flow anyway. So I just, if it's a queen or a female type gender, I use the pronoun she. If it's like the Emperor, I use pronoun he. Flip it to fit. But I feel as though this individual went through quite a process to become this Emperor. So we have the Nine of Swords, which is mental entrapment. Just a lot of overcoming a lot of really heavy, intense mental energies I'm feeling. Yeah, a lot of overcoming of that had to happen. We have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy, which is interesting next to this because we talked about all the mental energy, right, and overcoming that, which is definitely a Virgo thing. But we have the Hermit, which is also spiritual awakening. It's going inside. It's this process of really going deep inside. I feel like if you can see here, it's like he's shining the light on all of this mental energy, all of this mental entrapment. He's really something. There was some chain of events possibly that happened. And there was this internal process as a result that really caused him, really illuminated for this Emperor energy, really illuminated all of these swords, all of this perception stuff, and showed what was real and what was false, and helped him to kind of step out of this light. Yeah, so I'm feeling that. I'm feeling as though, yeah, it was a process of self-awakening. For some of you, there was a person that helped to do this as well. This could have been a Virgo person. This just could have been a person of any sign, right? But there maybe was a person who helped to shed some light into all of this mental torment as well, and help you to really understand help you understand yourself better and the inner workings of your mind. And then we have the Five of Swords, which is like, it's conflict. It's conflict, right? It's a situation. In this card, I'm just really feeling, though, it's like these guys have all given up. Like, he was fighting a whole bunch of people, and then all of a sudden a bunch of these people just gave up, and now he's just collecting his swords. Like, he learned how to stand on his own. He learned how to stand up and fight for what it was important for him to fight for, right? And he had the courage to do that, and now he's just kind of like smirking, like, all right, like, you know, you guys thought you had me, but I'm coming out on top on this one. So definitely that energy of triumph over adversity, I'm feeling. Triumph over adversity. And just really also I'm feeling like these are also some of his demons. Like, these represent some of his demons. So he fought some of his demons and he won. And he realized, like, see how big he is and how small they are? He realized that, like, they felt so big, right? But they were really so small the entire time. Once he shed the light on them, once he was willing to look them in the eye and to really examine them and see them for what they were, they're just slinking away, and he's standing victorious. So that's really what I'm getting for that. And then we have the Page of Cups, which can be seen sometimes as an apology. Can be seen, I'm feeling the apology energy, and I'm also feeling that it's like the Page of Cups is like this almost naive kind of energy, like very sweet, very childlike in their emotions, right? Sort of just really, pages all see the world through those fresh and new kinds of eyes, right? Like they're the youngest of all of the court cards. And so just really wanting to offer an apology or wanting to give an offer of something from this fresh new perspective, this fresh new place. I'm feeling like this fresh, open-hearted, just childlike kind of energy of wanting to come forward with that. But then it's interesting because we have the Moon on the bottom of the deck. So this is the unknown, right? This is walking between worlds. This is the subconscious, and one of the cards that can represent the shadow, right? It's the unconscious. I'm feeling this in this card as sort of like an initiation too. Yeah. And then we have the Four of Cups. So I'm feeling this also as, this was an initiation. There was more energy going on for you guys where there was a lot that was unknown. There was a lot that you didn't see or understand, right? That's where this light got shed on these things, right? And you were in this energy of just feeling really dissatisfied with what you had, dissatisfied perhaps with choices that you had made, choices that you felt like were made for you in some ways, and just really just kind of like pouting a little bit. But it's the end of that cycle. We got the Ten of Swords here too, which is the end of a tough cycle. And so just really, at this point, this guy doesn't even care. He's like, yeah, I got a bunch of swords stabbed in my back, but guess what? It doesn't really matter who did what or what happened, because like that's over now and I don't have to deal with that anymore. And I am so glad for that, is the energy that I'm actually getting. Like, he's relieved. He's just laying there like, oh, finally. So that's interesting. And then we have the High Priestess. So this is our intuition, right? This is our higher self. She is the keeper of the secrets. So with the Moon card and the High Priestess here, it's like a lot of like highly secretive energy going on. Almost like universal secrecy. Like the universe was keeping something secret. Yeah, the universe was keeping something secret. The High Priestess was keeping something secret. And really what she wanted was like, she wanted you to step into this role for yourself. She wanted you to become your own High Priestess. And once you become this High Priestess, all of a sudden you can read the book, right? It's all of it is open to you. This knowledge, this understanding is open to you because you earned that, because you learned how to read. You learned how to read the book, right? And then we've got the King of Wands, which is fire sign energy, Leo, Sagittarius. I always forget one of the signs whenever I do these. I don't know why. Aries, right? So we got 2 cards of the Aries type that could indicate Aries type energy here. But I'm just feeling the vibe of that Aries energy more than anything, right? Like that triumphant, like really strong, right? We got the Strength card on the bottom of the deck, which could also be Leo energy. But that strong, that once again, the mastery of the mind, like that's one thing that the Strength card speaks to. Like somebody who's really come into their own, who is like like the King of Wands is fiery, he's passionate, he's, you know, ready to go. He doesn't hesitate. He's full of virility and creativity and just all of that beautiful energy. So I'm feeling that, especially with the Strength card there. Yeah, just feeling that really passionate, fiery energy. Like whatever it is that's been understood from this High Priestess, once this inner High Priestess was tapped into, really has him feeling fired up. And then we have the Fool on the bottom of the deck as well. So a new beginning. There's a new beginning coming. A new beginning. We have the end of the old cycle and we have the beginning of the new cycle. And that can be, and the Fool, so we have with the Page of Cups and the Fool, we also have a lot of this fresh, childlike, new energy, right? So just really feeling empowered and feeling in control and passionate and all of that, but also just like really childlike and fresh and new. It's like looking at the eyes through this, now that all of this energy has been cleared out, right? It's looking at the eyes looking at the world through these fresh and new eyes, and ready for the new beginnings, ready for those new cycles that are getting ready to transpire. Yeah. So that's interesting, just as an aside, because I pulled these. So we also have the Queen of Swords, which is air energy. We have the Queen of Cups, which is the water sign energy. The Magician, which is the master manifester, right? In complete control of his inner and outer world. And the Empress on the bottom of the deck. So a lot of feminine energy coming in here. A lot of feminine energy. I feel like perhaps dueling feminine energies. We've got the Queen of Swords, who is that air energy, somebody who's very precise, somebody who can be very cutting with their words, a little bit standoffish sometimes, but somebody who really knows what they want and knows their mind and speaks their mind and doesn't put up with any bullshit. And then we got the Queen of Cups, who is very emotional. She's very nurturing. She's very much that mother type energy, right? Just that open-hearted, emotional energy. Yeah. So that's interesting. And then we have the Empress, which is just everything. She's the compilation of all of the queens. So I feel as though if this is the masculine aspect of your energy, the masculine has really stepped into that Emperor role, and the feminine aspect has really stepped into her Empress role. Or the masculine, if this is a reading for a masculine, now that you've stepped into this Emperor energy, these other queens, this Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, any of this, are kind of being cleared out to make room for this energy, which is your counterpart. The counterpart to the Emperor is the Empress. So calling in that energy. Yeah. And this is also a strengthening of the feminine energy, because we have the emotional and the logical aspects, right? Which is also the masculine and the feminine energies, logic and emotion. Yeah. So a lot of balancing and empowering going on, which is really cool. And now I'm wanting to do Sacred Rebels for you guys. Where are you? Here we go. So let's get a card for the masculine energy from the Sacred Rebels deck. Scorpio, June 2020. Ooh, hello. Masculine energy. Masculine energy. Scorpio, June 2020. Do this again. Scorpio, June 2020. Okay. So we got beyond the mind, the heart beats. So this is that mastering of the mind energy again, right? It's like tuning out of the mind and into the heart. And so the masculine energy has really, I mean, his mind has been a place that has trapped him for a really long time, right? And so stepping outside of that energy, outside of that Nine of Swords energy, right? And into this place where he's allowing his heart to speak and he's allowing his heart to guide him. He's allowing himself to step into that intuitive, emotional space. And just to really, we talk about this all the time, right? How we're meant to lead from our hearts and let our minds guide us. And so it's like the mind is meant not to be our master, but our servant. We listen to our hearts, we listen to our intuition, we listen to where that's telling us to go, and then we use the logic of the mind to help us get there and strategize how to get there once we've determined where it is that we're meant to go. And so that's been a big lesson that the masculine has been learning. And then we have 37, focus on the light. And so it's focus on where it is that you want to go. Now that the masculine has entered into this energy of really kind of claiming and standing in his power, I feel like it's about focusing on the light. It's about focusing on, I'm being really drawn to the sunflower here, which signifies new beginnings, right? And makes me think of the Fool card, right? Where if I'm not mistaken, he is holding a sunflower. I may be. I don't know. It's also making me think of the Sun card. So it's just, really focusing on that light, focusing on what it is that you want to grow. Whatever we give our attention to is what's going to grow. So what are you giving your attention to? And just focusing on the light within yourself. The masculine really coming into this cosmic heart awakening, right, is learning how to see the light in himself. Where for some, I feel as though they may have seen a lot of darkness, but they didn't necessarily see that light aspect that was within them as well. They could see that within other people, but not as strongly within themselves. And so that's like I'm being shown the lantern on the Hermit card again, right? So that's where this light has been shown, and the masculine is beginning to see the light in himself, which is then illuminating and making the light in others shine even more brightly. All right. Bring it into form on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. So focus on the light. Feel into it with your heart. Allow your heart to guide your mind instead of the other way around. Focus on the light. Focus on what it is that you want, and you'll bring that into form. Believe in the impossible. Nothing is impossible. All possibilities are possible. And then we have conscious connections on the bottom of the deck too. And I think that's interesting because we got like the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups energy, and there's 2 women in this card as well. So I don't know if that's a thing for some of you. Some of you masculines, you got a couple women either currently in your life or that were in your life or that you're thinking about or trying to choose between. And energy is just saying to be really conscious of your connections, what they're showing you, what they're teaching you, and what it is that they're actually giving you, what it is that you're contributing to them, and what it is that they're contributing to you. And is that worthwhile? Is that of substance? Is that bringing you closer to the light? Do you feel connected to that light when you are making these connections and having these interactions? Or do you feel as though it's dimming your lights? Like, how does that make you feel? Just really being conscious of the connections that you make with everyone in your life, because a lot of the connections coming into your life are going to be very significant right now. And so you want to be aware of those and what they're teaching you and what they're showing you. And just wary when you meet people that, like, they may play a bigger part in your life than you think. And so just really being conscious in the way that you approach new people, that you speak to people, and the way that you approach and speak to the people already in your life, and just really being aware of you're being taught. Everybody that you meet right now is teaching you something. I mean, everybody always teaches us something, but they're really teaching you some important lessons. And one of the lessons that you've been learning throughout your whole process of growth so far is how to make those conscious connections, how to be really, really conscious of the energy that you're putting out, the energy that other people, that you're receiving from other people, and just how you conduct yourself in your connections with other people, your intent. I'm being drawn back to the bring it into form. Your intent, which then manifests and creates things and brings it into form. And then I want to see what else this card has to say. There is a call for more intimacy in your immediate relationships. There is an opening for heart-to-heart communication, right? Out of the mind into the heart, that can salvage and restore a broken relationship or friendship, if you are willing to honor your differences and look to what unites you. Sometimes it is hard to bear the differences between one another. One person may be willing to live life in high definition, whilst another may prefer to live it more vicariously, until they have the confidence to step onto the center stage of their own life story. We are not here to judge each other, just to love, to be loved, and to let go of those that cannot accept us as we open up to those who can. This oracle brings guidance for you to trust in the sanctity of the connections in your life. If you have asked to experience a more sacred connection with people who truly get you and want to play life with you, rather than at odds with or against you, then this oracle is confirmation that this manifestation is on its way to you now. It may or may not be obvious at first. This is so funny. But kindred spirits are going to enter your life to help you connect with your deeper feelings and creativity. They will give you wings to your inspirational ideas and big dreams. So be conscious of all those connections you're making right now. Just like we said, some of these people may play a bigger part in your life than you realize. If you have been asking for healing in your current friendships or other immediate relationships, know that this can happen through your willingness to express your true feelings, the heart, right? And allow the situation to either fall apart or come together according to the great workings of life. Sometimes webs that have joined together, people together, are broken, and that is appropriate, as people may outgrow what once held them together. Sometimes the ties that bind us together are so strong that they are able to withstand a great deal of pressure and remain intact. The webs of connection between us will sever or sustain based on the higher wisdom of life itself. Either way, healing happens in the resolution of our feelings, and we are once again able to feel free, forgive, and be ready to move on to the next stage of relating, either with a person who has been in connection with us for a time or with someone new. This oracle asks you to remain open to healing connections and to allow people to be close to you. Trust in the process that draws people in and out of your life. Resist nothing and seek wisdom in all. Perfect. And then let's get some cards for the feminine here. Let's get some energies for the feminine. And you can look at this as yourself or a counterpart, or you can also look at this as the masculine and feminine sides of yourself. Some guidance, some energies for the feminine. Scorpio, Twinflame, June 2020. We got receiving, number 27. And it's interesting because you can see she's drinking from this cup. So I feel like the feminine is being called to being open to receive. Being open to receive love, being open to receive the inspiration, the downloads, the connections, just everything, the abundance, the communications from spirit. She's just open to be, she's being asked to be as open and receptive as possible. And so if this is in the terms of a feminine and masculine energy outside, like not just within, then the feminine, perhaps this masculine energy will be approaching the feminine, and she's being asked to receive that energy, to be in that open-hearted place. This is just, I'm feeling like, yeah, just being asked to receive. There is so much abundance and so many blessings waiting. There's so many, I'm hearing the word restored. Like there's so much waiting to be restored to the feminine. Parts, aspects of herself, aspects of her soul, things that she thought she lost that are coming around, that are coming full circle. All of these blessings, all of this is waiting, and some of it for some of you feminines has been like it's been there the whole time, just waiting for you to let the gates open. And so being in this open-hearted, receptive energy is what's going to allow those floodgates to open for you, so that all of this abundance and all of these blessings that have been waiting for you are able to come in. And then what is already with you? And so this is, I'm feeling gratitude with this too. So it's about being part of how you help these floodgates to open and become in this receptive energy is by being grateful for the things that you already have. Instead of focusing on the things that you lack, focus on the things that you have. Focus on what it is that you're grateful for. Focus on the gift. In every situation, there is always a gift. So that act of finding and asking, what is the gift in this situation? What is the gift in this relationship? What is the gift in this loss? Whatever it is, this failure, perceived failure, right? Nothing's really a failure because it's all practice, and it always teaches us something, right? But yeah, just looking for the gift and knowing that you already have everything within you that you need. And for some of you, I'm hearing you have the answers that you need. If you've been looking for answers, those are already within you as well. Yeah. And then come to life. So it's like the feminine's being asked to come out of this black and white energy, to come out of feeling like she's living in this. I feel for some feminines, they feel like they're living in this sort of kind of dull and dreary existence. So coming out of this and coming back to life. Tapping into your inner reserves, tapping into that gratitude, tapping into that receptive space. And we have free from judgment, free to love on the bottom of the deck too. So like really stepping into this heart energy is going to help you to come back to life. Yeah. And inspiration on the bottom of the deck too. Inspiration and restore and replenish. So the feminine is being restored, and it's all coming from the well of the heart. It's all from being willing to receive, from being open to receive, staying in that place of gratitude, staying in that place of hope, not allowing, I feel like some of the feminine energy has lost a little bit of hope, and so that hope is being restored as well. It's just opening up to and allowing that to be, and then we also have inner trust. I feel for some feminines, they were in a place where they forgot how to trust themselves for a little while. They felt that they couldn't trust themselves anymore, and they also felt like they couldn't trust spirit. And so spirit wants to restore that trust. Spirit wants to restore all of this, what was perceived as being lost, but was never actually lost, right? But first it comes from really going within. It comes from this really having taken this time. The feminine energy had to take a time out. She had to take some time out to breathe. She had to take some time out to recoup, to heal, right? But now it's time to step back in. It's time to allow that inspiration, right? To add some color back into this picture here. Yeah. And to really step out of judgment, step out of self-judgment, step out of judgment if this relates to a counterpart relationship. Step out of that judgment for your counterpart and into that space of forgiveness. Forgiveness and gratitude is what will get you into that receiving mode, is what I'm feeling. And I want to read, I'm being drawn to the what is already within you. This is card number 17. So I want to read, just go through a little piece of that and see if anything resonates that I want to say that I didn't just say when we were talking about it. You hold in your hand that which you seek. In other words, the pair of spectacles you have been rummaging around the house for are sitting on top of your head. What you are seeking, perhaps by exploring far and wide, is actually right under your nose. You may not like this idea. It is so much more wonderful to imagine there is something yet to find. Of course, there is unlimited creative potential and always something more that can be. Yet in this instance, It is important for you to know that you already have what you need and what you want. That doesn't mean it's the end of the story, although it does ask you to give up the fantasy that a perfect solution lies in the future somewhere. Instead, it asks you to acknowledge that everything necessary for success is with you now. All you need to do is accept this and act with what you have available to you. This is good news. This particular chapter has a happy ending in store. That ending will become real for you just as soon as you stop trying to skip forward to the next chapter. Better to be completely present in the now. From here, the next phase will naturally happen without force on your part. It might not seem like you have much to start with. Perhaps you feel that all you have is a small, simple choice to make. Perhaps you have a song to begin, an email to send, a conversation to start, or a sketch to let loose. However small, it is enough to get the ball rolling. Don't make the mistake of believing that what you need is behind you, lies with another, or is yet to appear. You have all that you need to take the next step in your life, and from that, all else will flow, right? We talk about this all the time. I take one step, the universe takes 10. But it starts with that one step. It is a small, and there is a sweetness to that. It is a small pleasure at first, but one from which greater pleasures can unfurl. This message is amplified if you have also drawn... Nope. This oracle also comes with a special guidance for you. This is going to be important. You are more ready than you think you are. You are more prepared than you realize. You don't need an entire army of resources to move ahead, although you may find that when you do move, many resources suddenly become apparent, right? That's the universe taking 10. All you need in this moment is just one sweet act of nourishment. That is enough to take you out of backwards nostalgia or regrets and forwards into what is awaiting you now. Be brave, dig deep within, and enjoy the sweet surrender. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Yeah. And is there anything from this come to life card? I'm really drawn to that too, so I want to see if I feel like there's an additional message for you guys in there too. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. It is so far beyond what the mind is now capable of controlling. Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it is happening now, and the only real choice you have is how to deal with it. Or you have to make is how to deal with it. Coming to life means feeling. It might bring joy, but it could equally bring sadness, rage, or fear. It could bring all of these and more. Feelings will come and go quite swiftly when allowed to flow. You might need to paint, write, enact rituals, sing, or dance your feelings to help the energy flow. Don't hold back. Create the space for yourself to do it. In this process, you are uncovering the artistry of the universal creator. You are honoring the sacredness of life by exploring it without restraint, and that includes the flow of your feelings, right? Free from judgment, free to love. Stepping into that receptive energy. Stepping into that receptive energy through gratitude, through allowing yourself to be moved, allowing yourself to be inspired, allowing yourself to follow the flow of where your passions are leading you, where it is that you're guided to go. By taking that first step, that's how you unlock all of those blessings waiting to come into your life. Yeah. Yeah. To come into your sensuality, you will need to anchor your experiences. You may be blessed with relationships that are conscious enough, that's funny, conscious connections, to be interested in your journey in a constructive rather than controlling or undermining way. If so, talk, converse, share. If not, then you will need to be more resourceful in how you support yourself through your awakening process, at least until you attract some more conscious connections into your life. Oh my God. Don't think that's going to be a problem. It is likely that these connections are already on their way just because you are working with the energy of this oracle deck. This is especially so if you have drawn the conscious connections or collaborative dreaming cards, or feel inspired to read one or both of those messages after you have completed the healing process below. Yeah. The message of this oracle is be alive. Don't imagine you can go back to sleep. You're too awake for that now. There is no falling back into old ways. If you do so, it will be short-lived and won't feel the same as it used to. You may grieve this. You will certainly eventually celebrate it. You have crossed the threshold from an old way of being in an old life, and try as you might, you cannot return. It is better to let it go. Grieve if need be, celebrate if need be, or do both and move on into this moment. Be here now. There is another adventure awaiting you now. You need a deeper connection to your own instincts, body, feelings, and intuitions, heart, so that you can receive this new calling. You can trust in it too. Embrace it, and it will embrace you. All right, guys. That was an absolutely beautiful reading. I'm so excited for you guys. So much goodness headed your way. Just so much goodness, and so much heart energy on the masculine and the feminine side. You know, they're really in that way of, you know, being asked to open up to their hearts, right? And being asked to take charge of their destiny. It's like they're being asked to call upon those both aspects of themselves, that feminine and the masculine. And so I'm feeling that union energy there, of the union of those aspects of self, and calling that into being with each other. Calling in those conscious connections, bringing back those connections, mending and healing those relationships that are ready to be healed, possibly with each other, with, you know, and whoever and whatever. Just so much healing, so much empowerment, so much forward momentum if you just allow your heart to lead. Just allow your heart to lead. It's ready and willing to guide you. And it's just about learning how to stop tuning in so much to this and listening to this, and how to tune in and listen to this. And it looks like both the masculine and the feminine in this reading are learning how to do that. And that's fucking beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I may have said that already, but if I did say it already, I really hope that you did. And as I said, the video with the most likes and comments and shares is going to get an additional bonus video for the month of June from both myself and Kayla. Myself and Kayla both do personal readings as well as remote energy healings. So if you're interested in one of those services, our information is in the description box below. It can, be so helpful. Just working on an energetic level, clearing those blocks, helping to open up that heart center, helping us to gain that clarity and that wisdom and know what those steps are to take. Energy healing can work to just remove all of those barriers on an energetic level, which is where everything starts, right? And then readings can just help to get some more specific guidance. So if you're feeling drawn to, I definitely encourage you to reach out to whoever of us you resonate with. We both have our separate information in the box below. Feel free to donate to this channel as well if you feel moved to do so. We have links for that. We absolutely appreciate that, and we just appreciate every single one of you tuning in. You are so beautiful, my lovely Scorpios, and I hope that you enjoy this really intense and exciting and invigorating month of June.